All right, good morning, everyone. This is Paul with Forex Smart Trade. Glad you could be with us this morning. Our goal is to make you the best version of yourself uh, through currency trading, where we help people become financially independent by teaching them a currency trade using our proprietary indicators and using our money. Glad you could be with us this morning. In this session, what we do is we take we use a couple of our introductory trading signals that we teach during the introductory trial to take some trades with. When you go to advanced training, we have other signals that are that we will show you in addition. So with that, let's get started. I like to work off of a daily trade routine. Step one is to take a look at what we did last week. Well, a review of yesterday. Specifically, when I take a look at yesterday, I am wanting to see what trades didn't go as I expected to them and figure out why, so that I don't replicate the mistake if there was one there. So with that, last week we only found one trade. It was a thick orange line trade, so it was for 5 pips. The trade actually, we took it a few minutes before the top of the hour. The trade actually closed. We actually had 3 prospects, but as we get right to the top of the hour, the signal disappeared for 2 of them. So we ended up taking 1 of them, which, because we only took 1, we had reduced the lot size. The trade closed before the top of the hour, and then right at the top of the hour, we took the trade again. And that one didn't close and went for a loss. So we should have just quit while we were ahead when we got the 1 and we got saw the signal, took the trade, and it closed. On that trade, thick orange line trade, we're looking for 2 pieces of information. One, that the thick orange line number is between 0, is either at 0 or 100, minus 100, or within 10 points of either end. And then 2, if it's 0, we want the majors and minors to be overbought. If it's minus 100, we want them to be oversold. We can also take the trade right at the top of the hour when the clock changes, and we look for that thick orange line number to drop by 10. I believe it did. That's why we took it again, but we didn't get it. So again, the thought there is don't overtrade. We made the trade, move on to the next one. Then we want to check what's news. Reason we check what's news is we want to make sure we're technical traders. Our indicators are price action based, so they are very good at anticipating when moves, when there are turns in the market. When news is happening, we don't know how the news is going to impact our trade. So we want to stay away from items when there are prospective news items that could impact the trade. So to do that, let's take a look. And to do that, we look at forexfactory.com. And today is Tuesday. Early this morning, there was some news on Australian dollar. Earlier this morning, there was some news on the pound, and that news, if we take a look, you can see had a big negative drop on it. And the items we're worried about, they categorize them in 3 impacts. The yellow is low, orange is medium, and red is high impact. We're worried about the red ones. So that's all I see today. That there's really nothing that we need to worry about. And then the technical analysis, we will do this for our 10-point trade. So we'll start with the 10-point trade, and it gets to be toward the top of the hour. We will then look for a thick orange line trade. So with the 10-point trade, I am trying to find, I want to see the majors and minors either oversold or overbought. So here we're in the channel. Here we're oversold. When they're oversold, I want to see all the lines pointing up and double crossed. I've got the minors pointing up. Majors are going sideways on the dollar pound. Australian US dollar oversold, but everybody's going sideways. USD CHF, we're still in the middle of the channel, still kind of going sideways. USD JPY yen, we're in the channel going up. And US Canadian, we are oversold. We are pointing down, although it's not that steep. And I've got the double cross where I've got red over green and black over gray, but you can't see it that well. In fact, let me open this up. It's a little too tight. So we can see them a little better. So when I have all three of these, I am then going to go up to the TNTs, and I want to see how many lines are going in the direction that I want. So the two orange lines, the thick and the thin orange, are going down. Dotted blue is going up. When blue is going up, that means down. So I've got 3 of the 4 telling me down. I've got strong pressure up, but red is on top. With red on top, I get a point. I would get a point if the pressure were going down, but the pressure is going up. But red is on top. So I've got 7 points here. So when I have 7 points, what I do is I open up the full chart because I want to get a little bit more information than what I get off of this 60-minute chart to see what the trade is worth. So to do that, I open up my USD Canadian chart. And the way I set my charts up, I have a 5-minute, a 30-minute, a 60-minute, 120, 240 in a day. And then I also have a clean chart so I can take a look at how the candles have been moving without the indicators on top. I'm going to open this up. I am going to crunch them up. USD Canadian is not a pair that I normally trade, so I don't have support and resistance already on it. I want to put support and resistance on it. So I'm going to crunch him up and then try to lay some support and resistance on this guy so I can see where the natural stops are. So take my horizontal line, and I am looking for spots where it seems to naturally stop. Oops. So here it stopped in here, stopped in here, stopped in here. So what happens on these spots where it naturally seems to stop, that either becomes support or resistance, and the market tends to follow or repeat that. So let's see what we have. They tend to be about 30 pips apart on a on a 60-minute chart, again, I got stopping here, I got stopping here, stopping all in here, stopping here. Now, the only thing I might want to do is just tighten this up a little bit because the gaps are a little bit more than what I want. I prefer them to be about 30 pips apart. So I'm seeing stopping here, stopping here, stopping here, stopping here. So that puts us 06 to 45. That's about 39 pips. So that's good. Another thing I like to see on the chart is I do like to break it down into days so I can see where the day breaks are. And then I'd like to know if there's a trend. And right now, from Sunday through today, we're trading into an uptrend. So with that piece of information, I am going to pull this back out. And in fact, we're kind of breaking the trend right here. But he seems to be coming. Oops, what did I do here? Let's get him back and minimize. Oops, keep hitting the wrong guy. Let's minimize this. So I've got down. I've got my 7 points here. I want to look at what's going on the 30-minute chart. I've got everybody entering. The majors and minors are coming down through the channel. I've got it's up pressure, red's on top, and it's starting to turn. I've got gapping. The red line and the green line are moving further apart. On the 5-minute chart, I'm oversold. Everybody's going down, and now I do have down pressure on the 5-minute. On the hour and 20, everybody's pointing down. Down. I've got 2 of the 4 here telling me down with red on top. So I've got a signal here now. I feel okay taking this trade. We're taking a down trade in an up market. So I want to be a little more conservative than I would normally be because I'm trading against the trend. So the question is, how many pips do I have before I get to this line? So here I've got about 25 pips down and 13 pips, 14 pips till I hit up. So I've got plenty of room down. We could easily take a 10 pip down move here. So with that, let's go ahead and do that. We're going to take a 10 pip down on the USD Canadian. It's so I'm going to open up my chart, go to trade. So I need to open up the chart. So here is the USD Canadian chart. If I didn't have the chart open, I would go to File, New Chart, and I'd look for the group in here. And here he is right up top, USD. So I would open them up. Then I go to New Order. I'm going to confirm that I have the correct symbol here. I was talking to a student yesterday, going too fast, took a trade, accidentally took a trade on the wrong pair, and it ended up costing them money. So double check the symbol, check the volume. What should my volume be? You should take a trade no greater than, the company calls it 1%, but technically it isn't 1%. Move this decimal spot over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is 0.84. I can take a trade up to 0.84 and be okay, and I can have 2 open trades up to 0.84. So I'm going to go ahead and take a sell. It records the sell. Under the chart, here is the trade I just took. So it gives me the order number, the time, what I did, the size, the pair, the price I got in at. Now I need to tell the broker what my exit strategy is. Where do I want to take profit, and where do I want the stop loss? And based on our analysis, we had 25. We had 25. We had 25. 20 now. 20 pips till we get to that line. I'm going to take 10 because I want to be a little conservative since we're trading into a down. We're trading into an uptrend. I don't want to try to go for the whole 25. So I right click. I go to anywhere along the blue line. Go to modify. I'm going to put this at 10. And for now, I am going to go to 40 pips equals 400 points. And I want to get actually 10 pips from where we got in. It's pulled back just a bit from where we got in. So I'm going to look here. I got in at 42.10. So I'm going to go to 42. I went to 42.20. I'm going to go to 42.10. So 42.10 4 to get my full 10 pips. I click modify, and it drops the line on here. And actually, I like where our lines are. If you notice, our stop loss is just outside where it's traded today, so that's a good thing. Normally, if I wasn't just using that rule of thumb rule, I would take a look at where the support and resistance are. And I myself like to go to support and resistance outside. So here we're one support outside. I would look to see where the next support is. So if I crunch this guy up, where's our next support line? Seems to be right about here. We got some bumping here. So I would go somewhere. I would even go a little further out. I would go up to somewhere around here to put my stop loss, because I don't want to get stopped out. So we would have to bump through here and then bump through here. So, but the 40 is okay because it is putting us. It's putting us outside today's trading range. In fact, maybe I grab them and put them just a hair bit higher. Oops. Put them just a hair bit higher. So I don't want to get stopped out. So that's one trade. Let's keep looking and see what else we've got. In terms of thick orange line, looking at these, I've got a -1 here, which is condition 1. To get support, I look to condition 2. I don't have all my majors and minors up above the blue line, so I don't have both conditions. So I'm going to pass. Let's go to the next set of majors. Here is another prospective 10-point trade. I got 3 points here. Everybody's below the line, pointing up on the Australian JPY. I've got 2 up on the oranges, down on the blue, so I got 3 out of 4. I've got down pressure, but green on top. So this is a potential Euro CAD. I've got 3 points here, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 4 points here on the TNTs, but I don't have the pressure yet. I've got up pressure with green on top. I want red on top. Here we're in the channel. New Zealand USD. Everybody's pointing up, so I've got 3 points. They're below the line, pointing up and double crossed. Orange is going up, blue is going down. I only have one of the oranges. One of the thin orange is going sideways, so I don't have enough points here. These guys haven't double crossed yet. In terms of a 10-point trade, nothing. Minus 13 isn't close enough. Minus 12 isn't. Minus 12 is close. Minus 11. I don't know if you can see it here. Let me move this guy out of the way. Oops. Let me move him over. So minus 11. That's pretty close. We could maybe take the thick orange line trade here, even though we're at minus 11. Everybody's up above the line, well above the line, right? Almost as high as it can go. So let's go ahead and take a thick orange line trade. Euro AUD. A sell for minus 5. Minus 5 pips. I need to open up Euro AUD, file, new chart. I don't see Euro AUD here. I'm going to go to the next group. I don't see him here. I'm going to the next group. Euro AUD, here it is. I don't like this chart, so I'm going to, I've got some templates made, so I'm going to use one of the other templates. This is a sell, so I'm going to go new order. It remembers what my volume was last time. I am going to do a sell. The order is recorded down below. I click anywhere on the order. It highlights it. I right click, go to modify. I want 5 pips, so I'm going to change this level from 110 to 50. Click OK, and my stop loss is going to be 4 times that, so 200. OK, and I want to get the exact 5 pips. So if I'm at 72.50 and I'm going down 5, I'm going to go to 72.45. 72 45 45.6. And this guy had a huge spread on him, three pips. So that one just closed while we were looking at it. So we made $25 on that. Let us keep, let's see if we got anything else. 54. These guys aren't quite strong enough up. I don't like them on this trade. These guys are coming down pretty good. EuroCAD, nice. When I say coming down pretty good, the slope here is nice and steep, whereas these guys are still more sideways. So I got 3 points, 4, 5, 6. Oh, but we don't have the pressure here, right? Pressure is just about to cross. You know what? Let's just take a look and see what. Let's just take a look and see. EuroCAD. I'm guessing I don't have that chart. Let's see. EuroCAD. All right, I've got it standard time, so let's open it up and we'll just convert it over to daylight savings time. this chart isn't organized that well. So this chart, the S on my chart means it's standard time. So we're going to make it daylight savings time and resave it. 1, apply. Okay. See if we can find one more here. Minimize this guy. I don't like the 15, so we'll get rid of this guy. And then we'll reorganize them. Tile vertically. Oh, it's got all these guys on here. I don't want that. We don't need this. Don't need this. Don't need this. Chart. Window. What do we got here? 1 day. Don't need this. I don't use the week chart anymore. Let's redo this. Tile vertically. Alright, 5. Alright, and then we'll bump this up so that we can see where our 60-minute chart is. 60. What the heck? Minimize. Alright, so all of this to see on the 30, I've got majors and minors coming down through the channel. Red's on top. We got on the 5-minute, he's going up a little bit. So we don't have a good entry point right now. So I'm going to hold off. I don't like the entry. If this guy were going down, even though the red didn't quite cross over yet, I would think about it. But here we just had green crossover, and this guy's starting to go sideways. So I don't like this guy enough. Let's see what else we got. I'm going to just change the name of this to D. Save. Middle of the channel. In the channel, not halfway yet, but he's going sideways. Euro, yen, middle of the channel going sideways. Pound, Australian dollar, oversold but not going up. New Zealand Swiss franc, I got 3 points here, 4, 5, 6, 3 points here, and green on top. Let us take this guy, and we're going to make him New Zealand. Actually, let's see. Actually, we have another. Let's go ahead and just take the 5-point trade. We've got minus 90, and all 4 lines down here. So minus 90. So pound, Australian dollar. Open them up. Pound, Australian dollar. New chart. Not here. Pound, not here. Pound, Australian dollar. I don't see him here either. If you don't see the charts anywhere, I'm going to go right here. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to show all. So it's going to repopulate that list for me. So now I'm going to see if I can find the pound dollar. Pound Australian right here. I'm going to put it in a chart that I like. And the signal was for a buy. I'm going to new order, Pound Australian dollar volume is okay. Buy. I'm going to take a look. Right click. Modify. 5 pips and 20 pips. And I want to just make sure I get my full 5. So 96.29. So I'm going to go to 96.34. 96.34. 3. And those are our 2 trades for today. The hour just changed. This guy didn't, ideally I'd want this guy to bump. So it might take about an hour for this for that second trade to close. You saw on the on our USD Canadian. If we go back and take a look at that chart, USD Canadian. So he's continuing to go down through the channel, stronger down. So if I go back, the lines were up here. Now they're continuing to go down through the channel, and during the course of the hour, they'll get down here. So we should pick that trade up. Okay. All right. Great. Any questions? Oh, we do have a couple of questions. Let me take a look. Euro, USD, JPY. Did we have a thick orange line trade? No, I don't see it. USD, JPY minus 20 isn't close enough at the top of the hour, and these guys aren't overbought. By clicking down here, I can go back to the top of the hour. When this is green, that means I'm current. If I click one back, it brings me back to the top of the hour. So this is at 7 o'clock. They know what trading software you use. I just use the charts. This is all of our stuff. And then here, the CoinEx is our broker. Is the broker that we use. That's where we have our money. We vetted them. We're very comfortable. When we set you up with an account, we open up 2 accounts, one with the company money, and then a second account with that's controlled entirely by you. And then once a month, when we do the sweep and take your portion of the money out and put it into your account, and then you can do what you want with it. Continue to trade, or take it back, whatever you like. All right, excellent. Let's see where our 2 trades are not quite there yet, but we will see where they get before the end of the day. All right, great, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. If you get any questions, just reach out to me, send me a text, or give me a call.